YouTube right now too, guys. So we going live on YouTube as well. So shout out to all our people that's on YouTube. Shout out to the people over here on X/Twitter. Shout out to the original up in here as well too. What's up, Minx? I see you down there as well too.
Great.
Winter Soldier, what's going on? Nika, what's up with you? What's up? Y'all share this tonight. What's up? I see my boy Nightfall's up over there on YouTube as well too, one of our moderators. So shout out to Nightfall as well too. I can't wait to get this one rolling, man, because I got a few little Charlie Kirk a few little Charlie Kirk moments that he was talking a lot of noise about. And I want to let everybody know I'm not celebrating the man's death. I'm not celebrating his death. I'm not here to make fun of the man or nothing like that. You know, we all have to die. I understand that as well too. But at the same time, we know Charlie Kirk has been a real detractor of Black culture, Black people, Black Americans. He's had a lot to say over the years about Black people. And you know, tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about that as well too. I saw the football player Dez Bryant. You guys know DJ Professor Dez Bryant, the great receiver that used to play with the Cowboys. And Dez Bryant said something to the effect that you know, he was upset that basically, and I'm paraphrasing, he was upset for the fact that people were celebrating this man's death, and you know, his thoughts goes out to his Charlie Kirk's family as well too. So like I said, I'm not making light of it. I'm not making fun of it, anything like that. But you know, Charlie Kirk has said a lot about Black people over the years, a lot of insensitive things, a lot of nasty things, from Martin Luther King to George Floyd to you name it. He is taking digs at the Black race. And tonight, like I say, you know, we're not going to sit up here and we're not going to celebrate the man as well too. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't make fun of people's passing. That's true. But we're not going to sit up here and we're not going to give him a great send off and all that other stuff as well too. We are going to break.
Hey, wait a minute, you're right. We're not going to celebrate. Well, you got to admit, we can't really sit up here and cry and say we missed the guy.
I mean, no. Ain't gonna be no tears gonna be shed now. Ain't no tears gonna be shed about it or nothing like that. So we're not, you know, I'm not gonna mince words. We're not gonna sit up here and have a pity party and all that other stuff. And you know, we'll let his right wing supporters. Trump came out and Trump issued a statement and Trump, So we'll let him go ahead and say that we know the type of rhetoric that people like Charlie Kirk has said over the years and how that has been detrimental to Black people as well too. So we're gonna go in on that. No, we're not.
Well, I want to ask somebody out there, and they don't necessarily have to be in this space, but just anybody out there. Can you do a picture of Satan meeting him at the door? Now that's all I want to I just want to say that. Yeah, I'll ask that question.
Black Jesus meeting him at the pearly gates.
I think Tariq had a picture of like George Floyd meeting him up there at the pearly gates and stuff too.
Hey, look, I'm gonna just say this for the sake of saying that. You know, I feel bad that he passed away. He did. You feel what I'm saying? Because I got a heart. You know what I'm saying? It's effed up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you shouldn't have been talking about the Black peoples. You shouldn't have been talking about the Black people, shoulders. That's what happened when you talk about God's case. And you think the Father gonna stand for that? I'm just saying, son. You know what I mean? Somebody called me wrong. I ain't trying to get biblical on you. I'm just telling you. Stay blessed.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody over there too. Reps, I see you over there. I no Nightfall. I'm not saying that we give a you know what or whatever, and I feel you on that as well too. But I'm just saying that I'm not gonna celebrate it. But at the same time, I'm not heartbroken like the old Brandy song that she had with your boy Wanye from Boys and Men back in the 90s. I know some of y'all listen like, oh, that was before my time, but it ain't no broken hearted here now. It ain't no broken hearted. So I have to be real about that. It ain't no broken hearted. I see my man Twizzle up in here, and what's up, Cognitive as well too. Original. Y'all make sure y'all tweet this out. Everybody, shout out to my people over there coming in on YouTube as well. And yeah, if you see the title on YouTube, it says Charlie Kirk's death and the cost of political fear-mongering. Of course, the title is a little bit different here. On X, it says, was Charlie Kirk a victim of white-on-white violence? So, yeah, we want to know because we know he was another one that was big talking about the lack of black fathers in the household. There is no systematic racism, this and that. It's just because these deadbeat Negro daddies won't take care of their colored children and all this other nonsense. So,
hello, I put it in a purple pill as George Floyd sending him to hell.
All right.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Shout out to our people with the AI. Shout out to our people with the AI. Get your skills up, man. Get your skills up.
Yeah,
let me get the Twizzler while we got Twizzler up here. And everybody raise your hand that want to speak. We got Twizzler at his hand up. We're gonna get the Twizzler. I see you cognitive as well too. Put your hands up. We'll get to you.
What's up, News Charlie? What's happening, man? What's up with the family? What's up, YP? You know what I mean? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, Dad? What's up, Trezor?
Hey, News Charlie, I'm going to say this, and I think the room feel me on this. You may have to turn off the parental, you may have to turn off the censorship on this one, man. This may have to be an adult conversation tonight because of what happened, the severity of it. We may have to turn off the censorship a little bit, man.
Well, we may have to drop some cash apps to go ahead and turn off that censorship as well,
that's
too.
Nothing with me. That's nothing with me, man, because this is an adult conversation right here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, white people, your mic messed up. I can barely hear you. It's like you away from your phone, your earpiece or something. But yeah, this whole thing, though, bro, I'm going to say like this, man. I don't wish death on nobody. But as the old saying goes, man, be careful for what you ask for because you just might get it. You know what I'm saying? And we all know Charlie Kirk is the pure definition of one who studied every negativity or stereotype that's against black people. He speaks on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny and masterful that his very last word
stereotypes on black folks.
It's funny that his very last words was gang violence. Then he got one right through the throat and it came through the neck. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm gonna say like this, man. Your tongue is a two-way sword. Be careful for what you talk because you may be lacerating somebody else with your words, but you also cutting yourself. And I hate to say it, that's what happened to him. And to all the little Europeans that's out here that's mad, that's your own folks. And like Malcolm X always said, that's in-house. So y'all chickens came home to roost. So I think I got to go to KFC and learn how to get his special sauce and his special recipe to learn how to cook chicken because y'all are in a position right now to where y'all not looking good. And like they said, it was a school shooting today. And ain't nobody talking about that. It's just all about Charlie Kirk. But in a kind of way, I'm kind of glad because it's taken off the situation that happened with that so-called black man who killed that white lady on the train. And I'm glad this happened because if you look on how Charlie Kirk, I ain't going to say I'm glad it happened, but this is evidence. This is evidence to our argument that shit was orchestrated on that train because if you look on how the girl got hit, if she was supposed to got hit in the neck, she's sitting there like, what just happened? And everybody knows who study war, if you get hit in the neck, you got two major arteries on the left and right side. If one of those get hit, it's over with for you. You know what I'm saying? It's over with because it's hard to patch those arteries unless you're in a hospital or unless you're within the vicinity of 60 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And when the lady got hit, you don't see no essence. You don't see no soul spilling nowhere. But when Charlie Kirk got hit, man, come on. You saw that like somebody opened up some water and poured it all over him. Just as soon as he got hit in the throat, he just went everywhere. So that's what really made me question the situation that happened on that train in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's all I came to say. Shout out to the room, and we got to keep our eyes open. We not looking to listen to the BS that they spilling because we not on no farm. You know what I mean? And the farmers, the bullpucky is for the farm. I land my plane.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Twizzler, stay around too, because like you say, this night space we are going to be going in as well too. So we're gonna let everybody get it in tonight. So it is what it is. And like you say, I don't normally do that, but we may have to just go ahead and let the gloves off. We ain't dropping a bunch of F-bombs in here, but everything else, is on the table tonight as well too. So it's gonna be one of them things. Shout out to Cognitive for the Cash App. Cognitive, go ahead, you got it. And everybody else that want to speak. And I want to, and once Cognitive and anybody else that wants to speak, I want to just go ahead and hit some of this dude's famous quotes that he had to say as well too. But you got it, Cognitive.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? What's up, family? Man,
what's going on, bro?
I had to take a mental break from work today, because I'm dealing with these YTs and these coons at work. But it amazed me when I saw the video how his neck like switched to the right. You know what I'm saying? When that bullet hit his neck. And I really want to know what Candace Owens got to say right now. I really want to know what Brandon Tatum has to say right now. You know, these are all these coons and these coonettes that have been pushing this YT propaganda for years. And, you know, I saw a video. It was from a RBG cat, but it was a video of when Denzel Washington was portraying Malcolm X. And basically, the chickens have come home to roost. So all we need to do as a Black American family, however we identify ourselves, is just sit back and watch, man, because literally YT folks will eat their own. Other than that, I'll land my plane. Great space, bro.
Appreciate that. And we need everybody in the space to go ahead and retweet this thing out as well, too. Retweet it out. Let everybody know where we're at. Matter of fact, Congress, the same thing you said, Nightfall just touched up on. He wondered what Coon Owens is doing right now as she's square dancing in her house. So he kind of read your mind on that as well too. Let me real quick, Professor. I want to touch up on some of these actual some of these quotes that old Charlie had. You know, can you hear me, Professor? DJ, can y'all hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I got ChatGPT to pull up just a few quotes that Charlie Kirk was saying about Black people. He says, prowling Blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact. If I see a Black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He also said George Floyd was a scumbag. He said MLK was just a man, a very flawed one at that, a mythological anti-racist creation of the 1960s. He said the Great Replacement is not a theory, it's a reality. He says, if I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic Black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence or is she there because of affirmative action? He also said leaders won't do what is necessary, which is arresting Black criminals. He also said Black crime is a major issue in our country. He said this as well. He said, what is the real problem exactly? The real problem is that Black fathers abandon the women they impregnate. He also said that the problem is that Blacks that kill themselves a lot. He said the problem is that Blacks that kill themselves a lot kill each other in the inner cities. He said Black crime is a huge problem no one wants to talk about. It's not racism. He said Black Lives Matter wants to fan the flames of a race war in our country. This is an outright threat, a full frontal domestic terrorism in our country. He said a BML Incorporated leader drove through a holiday parade. He said that Juneteenth threatens the fabric of our country. He also says Juneteenth should not be a federal holiday. He said we should not be acting like, we should not be like you're acting like a Trayvon or a Shaniqua. He said Yusuf Salaam of the Central Park 5, he once took part in a gruesome grape of a jogger in Central Park after getting away with gang grape. He said affirmative action does not address the real problem, Black crime. Black fathers abandoning their children. Black crime is a huge problem no one wants to talk about. He says more than 600 white women a year are murdered by Black men by Blacks. So this is just some of the few things that Charlie has said over the years about Black people. So you have to kind of realize that a lot of Black people that know him, they're not really going to be shedding a whole bunch of tears for the man like that. Like I said, I don't wish death on anybody because death is going to come to us all in this form. But at the same time, when you say the kind of anti-stuff that this guy said, and we know what was about a month or two ago, Hulk Hogan died, and people kind of wonder like why a lot of Black people had the dry eyes. And we heard the tapes about Hulk Hogan. People said, well, you grew up watching Hulk Hogan wrestle and this and that. We could separate it. You know, a lot of us was fans of wrestling back in the 80s, but we heard Hulk Hogan. We saw Hulk Hogan, how he was. Make no mistake, this man, Charlie Kirk, he didn't hide it. He straight up told you how he felt about Black people. He made a career off of it. He made a career targeting Black people, Black men in particular, Black women as well, too. And to him, Black people were nothing more than criminals for the most part. And there was nothing systematic in this country that held Black people down. It was just them being a bunch of bastards, not having any good daddies, any role models around, and Black men, were the bottom of the barrel. So that's how Charlie Chris. I mean, not Charlie Chris. I used to be the governor of Florida. Excuse me, Charlie Kirk felt about Black people as a whole as well too. So, Professor, you got it.
Yeah, thank you, that news total, and shout out to everybody in space. Glory be to God. Yes, that's what I say. Glory to be to God. Because I am one that will say I don't give a damn about Charlie Kirk and any of these other white supremacy bigots that get up in these spaces and these social media outlets and spew all this hatred towards our people. So I don't give a damn how anybody feels about what I'm about to say. That is, may Satan serve him well. I'm pretty sure he met him at the door. And now he gets to take that soul of his and do what he needs to do with it. The man spewed nothing but pure hatred towards our people. He never had nothing good to say about our people. He basically wanted our people out of here. He was spewing all this hatred towards our people because he wanted our people to be harmed. So I want you all to think about what I'm saying here. When somebody wants you to be put in harm's way and just spew nothing but hatred towards you, we cannot sit here and be sad and act like we care about this person. Go to hell, Charlie Kirk. And may Satan serve you well. I'm going to say that again. And I'm going to land right there.
Boom. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all make sure y'all support us on Cash App, $News Soda, $News Soda. News Soda is the largest Black-owned, Black American news media curation platform to date in America. Once again, $News Soda. I see we got us a new speaker up here, Rob the Whip. Rob, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sick right now. I'm under the weather. But, yeah, I'm came in on the topic of the room, and I just want to say I didn't like Charlie Kirk myself. However, my prayers go out to his family. He had kids, and we all know how it is, man. Some of us know anyway what it's like to grow up without a father. So the humanity, you got to have humanity for each other, man. So I think we as adults and Americans should, we agree to disagree. If you don't like each other, stay away from each other. But I don't wish death on anybody, like my man said, because there ain't no coming back from that. And we all got to go there one day, So I just think now, hopefully they haven't found the person who did it. They're still, they got a manhunt. I just pray to God there wasn't no brother that did no shit like this, because this potentially could spark off a race war that they've been trying to tip and get going for the last few years, especially. So it could get real bad real fast for a lot of us, man. So I'm a combat vet, so it is what it is. But at the same time, man, we got a lot of shit going on that we don't need to be involved in this as of right now. And I say that to say this. I close with this. If it's not one of us, this ain't got nothing to do with us. Everybody just sit back and focus on something else that we need to focus on other than what's going on in their community, because it's going to be a rough one when they find out who did it, man. It is. You got a lot of ignorance going on right now in our nation. They're just waiting to start some shit, So I just hope and pray that things go well on the end with the Chicago thing that's going on, because that's another big thing. I hope Trump doesn't send the troops in there, because there's a lot of ignorance on that. I just think as a community, we got other shit to worry about than what's going on with Mr. Kirk and his family. But again, my prayers go out to his family, and I land with that, man.
All right, appreciate that.
Hold on.
Let me say one thing.
The hell with his family. I just want to say that too. The hell with his family. Yep. Thank you for reminding me, brother. The hell with his family.
Let me say one thing that and this happened in Utah, I believe, right? So I'm pretty sure, and this was at a college campus, Utah State, from what I can remember. I believe if you had first off, we know that there are black people in Utah that they don't have a huge population, but if you did by chance have a black person that was in that crowd and they were the ones that popped Charlie, more than likely they would probably already be killed, at the very least in custody. So I don't think, I highly doubt that it was a black person. If it was, his picture would be blasted all over the internet and TV and everything else like that. So I could be wrong, but I highly doubt that it was a black person that pulled this off and that did what they did. and still alive and not in custody at the very least. So I would be shocked if they put a black man out and say, okay, well, this was the dude that did it right here. Tyrone was the one that popped him. I would be really, really shocked, really, really surprised if it turns out to be. I get what you're saying as well too with his kids. You know, I don't want anything to happen bad to the man's children, anything like that as well too. At the same time, I'll say this right here. He himself, he gets as much sympathy for me as he gave to black people. You know, like I say, I'm not going to sit up here and throw a parade that the man is gone or whatever. And I said it before, we all got to go. You know, we don't know how we're going to go. So, you know, I don't, when a lot of people pass away, I don't, you know, I'm not clapping and cheering and stuff like that as well too. But the amount of respect and everything that he gave black people, he gets back to me 110%. He was somebody that spewed had a platform, spewed all kind of anti-blackness, just dangerous rhetoric that, you know, years and years ago would have got black people lynched and stuff like that as well too. Every negative stereotype he could about black people, he went ahead and he pushed it. So, you know, there's no broken heartedness over, you know, him leaving this earth for me. Like I say, those kids of his like that, they had nothing to do with who their father was or whatever. I'm sure though he would have probably raised them the same way, that with the same beliefs that he had as well too. So
exactly, their future clan members coming up. So the hell with them, the hell with the wife, and the hell with the rest of them.
I was gonna say them kids give it about 15 years. They're gonna be following the same lead as they daddy did.
Exactly. Hell with all of them. Shit. I'm telling you, Black America, you gotta get to a point in your life where you say the hell with being nice and turning the other cheek to these people. You got to get away from that. Now, that brother, I understand you saying you want to pray for his family. That's fine. You want to do that. I ain't finna pray for none of them folks. Them folks are bigots, man. They don't want you. They hate your guts. Okay? They want you out of here. So I'm not going to pray for them folks, man.
And if they do, and if them kids do got an opportunity for change, I hope they show it. But if not, bro, it's up and stuck.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes, preach. That's right. Preach, my brother.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Professor. I didn't mean to cut you.
So no, you mind, I'm just gonna say.
Let me get my girl Stephanie, because I know she at work, and I'm gonna get back to you towards.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Let me get Stephanie.
Salute to you guys. Thank you for having this space. This was definitely a much needed space. Somebody like Charlie Kirk. Okay, no, I don't wish death on him. I don't wish death on anybody. But, you know, sometimes it's actually tempting not to, because of the rhetoric. And honestly, he was the victim of his own rhetoric. His falsified statistics from Turning Point USA, we know who runs that, Greg Kelly, who is the son of Police Commissioner of New York, Raymond Kelly, Sr. So I don't have any sympathy towards him or his untimely demise. Sometimes when you put stuff into the atmosphere, it just comes right back out of nowhere. It's like a boomerang. It's karma, okay? This man has been making black people the face of his rhetoric for years, just to make money. It's all a money grab, and I don't feel bad for that. I don't feel bad for him for making money off of our suffering and off of inciting violence against us and discrimination, further discrimination and division against us. So I don't feel bad. As far as his wife and kids, think of all the black women that had to raise their kids or had to go on without a loved one, whether it was their husband, their son, or their brother or uncle. So no, I feel no type of sympathy for this man. And, you know, hey, he has to answer to God for that. Okay, you got people like Andy No or Andy Go, whatever his name is, the Asian dude, the butt kisser. He's out there spouting more racial rhetoric now on his post about black people and the violence about black people. So this is what they continue to go on, and it's all coded violence in his words. So all I'm saying, and Elon, what's his name, Elon Musk, he retweeted the post. So he said they don't know what's coming to them, but something is coming to them. So that's coded language for something bad is about to happen. Meanwhile, we lost 4 black truckers in and around those areas where this woman was in the same state that this woman was murdered in. So do I feel sympathy for that? No. If before you know it, they'll turn against Andy, no, and they'll be terrorizing him. But he's such a butt kisser, he's going to continue to kiss their butt. Last point I want to make is being that they're more hyper-focused on Charlie Kirk's death, we got to be careful because just because they're not talking about it, it doesn't mean that they're going to put action. They're not going to put action into play. Protect yourself. Be vigilant. Keep your head on a 360-degree swivel because we don't know where these people are going to pop up at, when they're going to start blasting. Tell our kids what to look out for, and that's all I have to say. And salute to everybody once again in the chat. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you. We got one of our sisters that came up here, so we want to hear some of our other sisters tonight as well, too. Ben Israel, I know you said you was having trouble getting into the X over here. You're on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure what's going on over there. I just would say try again. Nightfall left a comment. Nightfall, when everybody we was talking just about Kirk and his kids and stuff like that. Nightfall left this comment. Nightfall said this right here. Nightfall said, let the black conservatives pray for him and his kids. That's what Nightfall says. So, our people, they're not really holding back much how they actually feel about this dude as well, too. So, the brother that was up here, I think he may be gone now, but, everybody's giving their 2 cents about it as well.
Boy, they get the running, boy, when we get the pushing back, boy. Every time news told they get the running.
Twizzle, I know you wanted to add something in, so go ahead, y'all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, do we got the green light?
Just don't drop the F-bombs, but everything else, you got it.
I was just about to say F and D, yes. At least I caught myself, you know what I mean? But man, you know what? I'm sitting here scrolling through YouTube, right? Because I don't pay for cable no more. I get everything I need off YouTube. I may just be 30 seconds or a minute late, but hey, I rather pay attention a minute late than have to constantly pay $80 or $100 for cable. You know what I'm saying? But as I'm scrolling through here, I am seeing so many coons. Like this one coon, Ryan Yates. I mean, what I'm saying, it don't reflect News Trotter and it don't reflect the host of the space. This is Twizzle speaking this, and these are my opinions, my views, and this is what the ground that I stand on. But this cocksucker, Ryan Yates, the other cocksucker, Devory Dinkins, and the other cocksucker, his news channel called Righteous Perspectives, he called Wise. They are talking so bad about black people, saying we are racist and we need to pray for Charlie Kirk and this and this and that. And he was telling the truth. We really need to start cleaning houses with these coons because these coons thinking that there is no consequences and repercussions to the words that they spew. You know what I'm saying? And as a dude from the streets, as a dude from the community, and a dude that's about that life, I'm really, they are scared to death of us. And we're really finna start calling houses, and in the words of Dr. Claude Anderson, we are finna be the forefront of the accountability committee in the Black American community, because we really need to start holding these coons accountable, because those are the ones that's detrimental. Those are the infiltrators. Those are the freaking, you know what I'm saying? The ones that's going to come in to be the Manchurian candidates that's going to destroy our whole movement. They're going to be the Judas and the Black Messiah, and we can't tolerate that now. I say right now we are in a good position because everybody is watching Black Americans on why we are not supporting this, why we're not watching this, why we're not doing this, why we're not doing that. Well, what we're doing, we're holding our ownness because we are staying focused and we are staying grounded and we are putting our toes in the soil, staying rooted on reparations and the Black Hate Crime Bill. What's going on with everybody else? We don't care. We are Americans, and we are fighting for American views, our Black American views, and the preservation of our Black American culture. So everything else don't matter. Charlie Kirk, he's a victim of his own words. As they say, you're a victim of your own success, so be careful for what you wish for because you just might get it. He wanted condemnation towards Black people. He spoke ill towards Black people. And his very last words was towards the gangs that he was initiating with Black people, trying to reference crime, as we all know means Black people. So it's justice to me. Like the Queen said earlier, I don't wish death on nobody.
I love life and I respect life. But when you're out there spewing negativity, ill will, and hatred towards other people, well, you gotta be willing to take it like you get it. And hey, I land my plane.
I'm trying to figure out why are black people the only group that if somebody just dogs them and talks about them and treats them any kind of way, we supposed to sit up here and just fawn all over them and drop to our knees and cry and say, "Oh, we forgive you, we forgive you." Like no other group. If Kirk was making those comments to the Jewish community, nobody would expect the Jewish people to come up there and say, "You know what? Even though he said just the nastiest, most vicious things about us, we're going to just let it slide or whatever." Like we're the only group in the world where if we get trashed by people and we're supposed to just
forgive them.
Yeah.
It's called the "we are the world" syndrome. That's what I call it. That's the problem with
what's the other excuse? What would Jesus do? Well, they should have realized Jesus looked like them, so Jesus is gonna protect them. You know what I'm saying? We need to think about what we gonna do. As in the words of Dr. John Henry Clark, hey, we gonna worry about the other people later. We about to fight. We gonna fight for our lives right now. And when it's time to ante up the purge, then we gonna talk about it. That's how I feel, man. On some real stuff, man. The old saying goes, to the victors go the spoils. So what does that mean? We have to gain victory first. And that's how I feel.
Yes, sir. And I'm just trying to figure out, like I say, we're the only group that when this happens, people just, they just cut up. I don't know what it is, but they expect us to just come out the woodwork and just start the water, the tears and everything else like that. And maybe there was a time in this country where you had no choice but to actually put on that public front where you had to, appear like, okay, well, we got to at least put it up and put up this act like we really hurting here and this and that, even though we can't stand the people that may have just passed away. But, those days are gone. People, we don't feel that way the same way anymore. So, things have changed. Things are different. So, that's just not going to fly like that. So, yeah. Like I say, nothing personal against the man's kids. I know everybody else was like, let the people pray for his kids and stuff like that. Nothing against his children, because I'm not going to fault his children for his action. But at the same time, I don't feel it for the man myself. Like I say, this is the type of person right here that throughout the centuries or decades in this country, he has caused a lot of problems for black people. And I'm not just talking about just talking. I'm talking about people. His words lead to actions. It lead to people getting drunk off of whiskey, riding the pickup trucks, and dragging black men and black women all across these dirt roads and stuff like that, hanging from trees and stuff like that. So I don't feel anything. I know the president decided to come out, and you already hear the dog whistles that was coming. We saw Trump in a situation in North Carolina. He had to come up there holding up the pictures. And they start framing it about the black person and the little immigrant white woman from Ukraine and everything else. So we already see this thing festering. So it will be interesting to see how this thing plays out. I know people kind of worried about it because my dad said earlier, like, yeah, I just hope this ain't no black man. I'm like, Dad, what black man's up there in Utah pulling this off right here and is still running free or whatever? I'm like, if this is a black man, I'd be totally shocked. First off, Utah doesn't have a huge black population like that. And secondly, if it was a black man at Utah State campus, he's going to stick out. It's not like you're going to have hundreds of black people in the crowd and stuff like that when things go down or whatever. He's going to stick out. That person would have been arrested already. They'd be in hot pursuit of him or something like that as well, too. So I just don't see it being a black person. I would be totally, totally shocked if this was a black person that actually did this. Original, I got you up here as well, too. I don't know if you had your hand up, if you want to say something, but I know you up in there, and I know we talked earlier before the space even started, saying we was going to go ahead and do this space tonight as well, too. Did you want to get something in, Original?
No, I'll just say this, white on white violence is real. That's what I mentioned to you earlier.
Original blood. They've been eating each other blood. They've been eating each other. That's what cannibalism is.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. What's the guy named Kronos? This day he would eat his kid. But yeah, see, and this is the issue right here. White people always want to project their dysfunction and their violent default onto us. And now that he has, Malcolm X said, his chickens came home to roost. You know, all this stuff he's been saying about, black people for years. And now look at him, a white person that sit up here and shot the shot out of him. And now look at him. I'm with Professor. I'm not saying anything nice about him. They said those people, this is, he was white, and I question whether or not he was human. Because the humans don't act like that. I don't believe the boy had a soul. Humans don't act like that. People feel regret when they trying to harm people. And so my issue is that, hey, he got what he got, because I didn't hear, but I'm sure that he went in on blaming the entire black community for the white girl being killed in North Carolina. And so now they got him. And so all I can say is that I like the little mean things that people have made, but like you said, Newspaper, you got some of these crazy black folks out here saying that black folks are wrong for not praying for this nutcase. Why would we? And see, this is why, like a lot of the young people today, they're not into religion. They're like, I'm not loving nobody that don't love me. I'm not praying for somebody that hates me. So that's just where it goes these days. Black people are moving differently, you know. And so I just want to say that. So I see DJ has his hand up. Go ahead, DJ.
Now you got a original shout out to you. Shout out to the space. Make sure y'all share the room. But matter of fact, let Xander go. Go ahead, Xander. You got it. You know what I got to say. The importance about Charlie anyway. Charlie. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got it.
This thing, something about it just don't seem right. Because how are they taking this damn long to catch the shooter? You're in somewhere like Utah. This dude's supposed to be important. It just seems like to me that there's something else going on. This is not something that, like, I never really paid attention to Charlie Kirk like that. But I'm trying to figure out with all those people there, how is it taking that long for them to find the shooter if this dude was literally that important? I'm mute.
I mean, some people, I hear some people thinking that he could just, I've heard some conspiracy theories and people saying that maybe he was collateral damage to something bigger at this point in time. I don't really know. I guess we'll find out, but we'll see. Let me. I got
news.
Hold on.
Could you just
one second?
I can say this right quick. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
No, let me. Because I got Ben Israel with a super chat said Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice with children. Charlie Kirk never spoke up for them. I had zero sympathy for him nor his family. Thank you, Ben, for the super chat as well. But go ahead, Twizzle.
Have y'all seen the video? The side video when he got hit, before he got hit, when they asked him about shootings and everything. Well, that side video is very unique. Because why? It's on my page. If y'all go to my page, it's the third video. I think it's the 43-second video. If you look, it's 3 white men beside him. One of them is a white man with glasses on standing there like he's security. Another one is a white man with a white hat on like he's recording. And another one is another white man with a blue shirt on just like the other one. They got glasses on. So before Charlie Kirk got hit, he do like to everybody who watch baseball, you know how the coach communicate with the pitcher with the hand signs and everything, the hat, the elbow and stuff like that? Charlie Kirk did that like 3 signs. Then after Charlie Kirk, the white boy with the hat and the phone and white t-shirt, he did the same signs. He touched his nose, touched his hat, did something else. And then right before Charlie Kirk got hit, the white boy behind him, he did the same thing. He touched his face, his arm, his everything. Next thing you know, Charlie Kirk got hit in the neck. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to watch that and pay attention to that, because we are all sharper than what we are presumed to be, and we can see through things. So I just want to give everybody a different perspective, and so they can have another opinion and deepen their thought and their fact on what we see right now, because this shit is bigger than what we, you know what I mean? We already know what it is, but it's bigger for what they're trying to portray. So they can pull the wool over them, you know, knuckle draggers' eyes, but come on, we used to this type of shit. That's how come we are able to break it down and dissect it. So hey, I land my plane.
Appreciate it.
Total, right? Total, I'm going to tell you, supposedly they do have a person of interest in custody announced by the governor.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I just saw Minister Ali post that saying that they have a suspect in custody. And
they have a suspect. They just haven't made the charges yet, y'all. But based on the video that I'm looking at, this is not going to be a black American. I can assure you, this is not somebody black. This is a
Professor. If that was a black man and he shot Charlie Kirk, do you actually think that Joker would have got off of that campus? I mean, come on, man.
This face will be everywhere right now.
Exactly.
He wouldn't have made it off the campus.
Man, Charlie Kirk is dominating YouTube and Twitter right now. If they would have had that black man, their face would be side by side right now. Just how they put the brother up who stabbed the little young girl on the train. I take that back. Just like the situation that happened on the train in North Carolina. My apologies. Right. I was kind of off code a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, when you put them side by side, come on, man. Come on.
I heard they had somebody in custody and then let them go.
They let him go.
Somebody, Drew. I think you got it. Drew. You got to raise your hand and we'll get you because your phone was kind of loud. Go ahead, Twizzler. It might be a double mute.
Yeah, I just saw the video that you was talking about. They got some dude with a blue T-shirt and a blue baseball cap, but I can't see what he is. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to zoom in on everything to look at that skin tone to see if it looked like hamburger meat and everything, but I couldn't see his skin tone because they pulled the hat over his eyes so you couldn't see his face. So I was trying to see his hair. And I don't know if it was dreadlocks or he had something hanging from his hair, but I don't know, dude. And like I wanted to say earlier, there are no black people in Utah. I'm on the West Coast, and we all know you don't drive through Utah. If you're going east, you either go through Colorado or you go all the way down through Arizona. You don't drive through Utah because we all know, and like Tariq stated in his history lessons, Utah was a racist state, and they killed everybody who came through their state who wasn't seeking to be a Mormon or Zionism. And to this day, they have, I think, a 2% population, a whole state, a 1 or 2% population of black people, especially out there in Salt Lake. Yeah, they can't. If they say a black person did it, they imported that person and put that person there, and that's how that go. I land my plane.
All right. Hey, Drew, I see you got your hand up, so we're going to go ahead and get to you. Like I say, for those that can support on Cash App, $Newssoda, $Newssoda. I was out last week. My father was in the hospital, so I was unable to do any spaces, so I'm back this week. For those that can support, $Newssoda, Newssoda. Drew, go ahead. You got it.
Hey, all I want to say is that they let the person go. So whoever they had in custody, they let him go. That's all I want to say, man. Land my plane.
Appreciate that, Drew. How in the hell can this dude? They actually have the person on. They saw. Okay, you had the actual shooting take place on that was recorded, but they can't. And you got. Let's be for real. We know these college campuses got all kind of cameras and everything else. I don't think there's any college campuses in America that don't have cameras on there. So how in the hell have they not been able to find this person yet? Is my thing right here. That's the crazy part. Go ahead, DJ, because I know you was waiting to speak too. So go ahead. You there, DJ? DJ might be in the Matrix. Okay, DJ. I think DJ must. His hand is up. I may have to drop you down, DJ. I know you must be in the Matrix or something like that. But Professor, Original, Twizzler, anybody, correct me if I'm wrong. We know the.
No, I'm not in the Matrix. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it. I was going to let you speak. You got it.
No, I was just going to quote some of these things from over get my snack on, Straight out. Shout out to the Newssoda room. Shout out to the Newssoda room. Share the space, y'all. Share the space. Subscribe to Newssoda. Subscribe to Newssoda. Newssoda is the largest black curated news on the web. Thousands of articles pretending to black light. It's too bad Charlie Kirk wasn't subscribing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's see what Charlie Kirk had to say about the black people. You was talking about the black people, Charlie. You know what I'm saying? So we don't wish death for nobody because we ain't like that. And look, we still up here giving grace to a racist. Oh my God, Lord, we your children's for rails. You know what I'm saying? Criticism of Black Lives Matter in 2020. Kirk called the Black Lives Matter movement male violent, anti-American, and anti-Christian. Well, so is slavery. Questioning qualifications. A September 2025 New York Times article notes that Kirk had questioned the qualifications of a black airline pilot. And we always the ones that actually got to study for the test and pass the test. We don't have any help like that. We don't have millions of dollars like these Chinese and these other white rich celebrities that can pay for their kids to go to school because they stupid. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Kids can't read cursive. They can't read cursive. According to Kathy Ogle, yo. Right here, using religion to address race. In April 2025, he told students that in God's economy, skin color actually doesn't matter to God, and suggested that anti-white racism has significantly grown in recent years. Critics accuse Kirk of using religion as a cover of racism. Yeah, because y'all religion ain't our religion. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. The Great Replacement Conspiracy. Kirk promoted the conspiracy theory, which alleges a plot to replace white people with minorities. Well, black people aren't a minority. You know what I'm saying? We're Negroes, aka the Freemans. The Freemans. You didn't know that, Charlie. You didn't want to study black history because you ate the black skin, brother. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. Connecting race and crime. In an April 2025 on-campus debate, Kirk used his statistics about crime in the prison population to suggest that black people commit more crimes. However, his claims and statistics were fact-checked and found to be incorrect or misleading due to the exchange. And let me go back over here, which is great. And so right here, following his death, some commentators such as CNN, Van Jones, and this is what I wanted to get to right here, because everybody going in on Van Jones' crime, but so if you got one person that's sympathetic for him, it's Van Jones' crime. But following his death, some commentators such as CNN's Van Jones referred to Kirk's past statements as race-mongering. The Sacramento Bee noted that while Kirk was a divisive figure, it was important to engage with people who have different views following the political motivated violence of his death. Whatever, Jones, you used by crying too. We're going to get to you in the late night space. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Shout out to News Total. Make sure y'all come up to newstotal.com. Subscribe to that YouTube. Go over to the YouTube over there in the chat, y'all. Get in the Jumbotron, man. Hit that cash shizzy. Let's go.
And let me give a shout out to my girl, Stephanie, who did just send some love on the Cash App. Thank you, Miss Stephanie, as well too. Shout out! I see a bunch of y'all up in the listeners section. We definitely want to get you guys up. And let me give a shout out to some of our regulars down there. I see Black down there, Black Majority State, Black Delegation. What's up to you? I see my girl Shannon. What's up, Miss Shannon? Major X. What's up with you? Of course, we got the legendary Goddess Michelle up in here. Nita Andre. What's up with y'all? James, Minister Ali. I see my boy Ray down there in the listeners section. What's going on with Simply Rick as well too? Carissa, what's going on as well? Shout out to everybody coming up in there as well too. So we see you guys up in the actual section and everybody up in here. So shout out to you guys. Y'all come on up here. Don't be brand new. Come up in here and speak. We want to hear what you said. We got a great space going on tonight, and I want to hear everybody's opinion. We need to get some more. We need to get some more of the sisters up here as well too. Normally our sisters be up in here cutting it up, but we got only so far. Well, Stephanie's the only woman that came up here tonight and spoke. So we hope to hear from a few more. We're not going to keep the space going too long tonight, but I want to go ahead and get it in as well too. I think DJ and Professor may be doing a late night space as well too. I'm not sure, but I definitely want to get some of our people up in here, some of our regulars. The title of over here in YouTube, because it's slightly different than the title. Well, I should say, yeah, the title here in X is slightly different than the one in YouTube. We know Charlie Kirk was big on black crime numbers and black on black violence and this and that or whatever. Sadly, he was taken out in this world what appears to be white on white crime, and I'm sure they may go ahead later on and say, well, this person was quote unquote not an Anglo or might have been mixed with something or whatever. But more than likely, it looks like he was taken out by a white person as well too. He was never one to really speak on white violence, white on white crime, anything like that as well too. It was always black this, black that, black fathers were absentees. He pretty much always gave a pass to actual systematic racism and said, you know what, if the black families had stayed together, black men wouldn't run around impregnating black women, you wouldn't have the kind of issues you got and this and that or whatever. I always find that fascinating when people say that, because there were times in this country where you had 90% of the black fathers in the homes, yet black people are always systematically dealing with racism. Black people are always disproportionately impacted and thrown into jails. They were always disproportionately in poverty compared to white people. What the black daddies in the house? You know, all this stuff talking about, well, you know, if your black papa stayed around, this wouldn't go on, this and that. And we know for the longest, it wasn't until really the 1960s and you started having to reform, they started messing around with welfare and start, you know, finding ways to go ahead and try to break the black family up. Because all the way up into the 1960s, I believe it was something like 75% of black fathers was in the house. They still was in poverty. You still was marching. You still was getting K9s sicked on you and everything else as well, too, with the black fathers that was present in the homes as well, too. So you never really hear this thing about people saying, hey, you know what about white on white crime and this and that or whatever? Whenever mass shootings take place, like we just had not too long ago, you never hear commentators, right-wing commentators, talking about the violence in middle America, the violence in rural America, the violence in suburbia America. You never hear them say anything like that whatsoever as well, too. So, guys, what's your opinion about that as well, too? Because I guess supposedly black on black crime is the only crime that takes place. You start hearing these bogus numbers that black people are 13% of the population, and they even go further. Black men are 6% of the population, and they account for 50% of the homicides. Just ridiculous stuff that we know is impossible. It's no way that those numbers could possibly add up whatsoever as well, too. So I want to get what everybody's opinions and thought on that. Like I say, a high IQ person like the late Charlie Kirk, he never talked about that. He never mentioned that as well, too. So I definitely want to hear what you guys think about that. And I want to get some conversation on that. And real quick, let me give a shout out to AGR Product Solutions for the contribution on, or I should say the donation on Cash App. So let me give a shout out to you. Thank you very much. But Professor, I know you got your hand up. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I just want to say, yes, we are going to have a night space. And by the way, that space will probably be called George Floyd Got His Foot on My Neck, dedicated to Charlie Kirk. So be ready for part 2.
Oh boy. Like I said, they already got the memes and stuff started. I saw Tarika. I think it was Tarika. Somebody had the meme with George Floyd was at the pearly gates and he was welcoming Charlie Kirk up there as well too. So I could imagine how that late night space is gonna go as well too. All righty. Like I said, I still want to hear about the white on white because I know they was having some spaces a couple months ago, and I think Twizzle, what's the Reverend name that be on here? Reverend Damian Jones. I know didn't Reverend Damian Jones have some spaces talking about white? No, he's talking about black on black crime and stuff like that as well too. I know you hit up a number of spaces.
I don't remember the dude. You may have to refresh my memory, but there's been a lot of coons on here.
Yeah, you've seen Reverend Damian Jones before, but that's cool. Shout out, I see Talent down there as well too. So Talent, if you want to come on up here and get on the microphone as well. I want to say Original. You're older than most of us in the space, and you live in that era where you didn't have the whole media thing where they're talking about absentee black fathers and everything else like that as well too. Yet you grew up in an era where it was still segregation, where it was still deprivation and everything else like that. I mean, what's your opinion when you start hearing people like the right wing and even the left wing to a certain degree as well too, talking about the absentee black fathers and crime and trying to correlate that and say, hey, yeah, that's really the issue. And that's really the problem with Black America.
Well, I would say this, Mr. Carter, the majority of people that I grew up with, their father was in their home in my community. Now, then later on you start seeing, women And a lot of times, because back in the day, it was kind of like this. Like, if a woman was widowed, a black woman, she had a very good chance of remarrying. But if she had, maybe 2 children by a different man or something like that, she had basically, no chance of getting married because that's just the way it was. But you had the segregation and stuff like that that was going on. But for the most part in my community, we just was around each other. We didn't go on the white side of town because we was always taught that stay away from white folks because they crazy as hell, And so just like when the schools were integrated, there were some fights. My cousin got into a fight and they beat the crap out of these white folks. And this one white boy, he thought he was bad, but he had to bring a gun with him. He couldn't fight he couldn't fight with his hand. So it was just stuff like that we had to deal with. And I think that you started seeing more black people beginning to say stuff like, well, all white people are not bad. And they started basically grooming black people to accept white people. And like if something bad happened to a white person, they would say, yeah, but we still got to pray for, no, I ain't got to pray for nothing. I'm not doing that. And so you had, like Professor said, you had some of these coons and things that they was, beginning to promote that, and get people to trying to get people to drop their guard. But those who knew, they didn't drop their guard when it came to white folks. They knew that these people were sick and that they were violent. Because, see, they always talked about us. Like, I worked at a dry cleaners, and this white guy, he was an alcoholic. The owner of the dry cleaner was telling me. And so when the family took took the liquor from him, guess where he went? See, there was like in my community, well, we call them liquor houses, but today I would say that there was community bars. People could get their drink on. And so he started coming to the black community to get his alcohol. So then the family started coming to the black community saying, would y'all not sell any alcohol to him, please? And this guy ended up drinking some antifreeze trying to get high and kill himself. That's the white people that I know, And so, but like I said, though, we wasn't really around them. And I guess you can kind of, I didn't grow up really sheltered, but we just stayed away from them. Now, if we went into town, we see them, and it's like, we were talking, I think I was in junior at this time. Like one of the people had said that they saw one of the white students and they just kind of waved at them. They said they didn't wave back. So we knew this. If we saw them in public, we didn't say anything to them. And these people haven't changed. They were capable of any kind of change. They are the perfect example of abnormal psychology. There is something wrong with white folks, but they keep trying to project their dysfunctions onto us. And that's why I don't listen when they talk about black on black violence and black people are the worst of the worst. If that is true and they have all these advantages, why are they as jacked up as they are? It makes no sense. So all of them should be living comfortable lives, but they're not. You see? And so I just want to, and that's basically it, because I didn't see a lot of this. I mean, there was fights at school, like this one little white boy. He hit me. It was after school, and then he ran and stood beside the principal. I put my books on the ground, and I just walked over there. He was like, yeah, and I beat the crap out of him right there beside the principal book. See, what I didn't understand is that
detention.
My mother would
teaching that 3.
Yeah, my mother would take me to school, and that's when the principal came out and got my mother and told her what I did. I got in trouble, but it was worth it because I beat the crap out that white boy. We didn't take no stuff off these people. So, and I think that's what we're moving back towards. Now, they may want to rethink. Somebody said something about they may try to come out and start doing some stuff. they better understand that black folks have protection as well. So we're not afraid of them. And what we've been talking about, lately, I think, black folks are ready. If something try to jump off, black folks ain't taking it in our land.
All righty. They were making they were saying something to the effect that Charlie Kirk played a big part in Donald Trump winning this election. They were talking about it on the CBS Evening News about his impact in terms of helping Donald Trump secure the presidency. How do y'all feel about that? Do you think that Charlie Kirk was a big help for the president? I know they were saying something that I guess that he was one of the ones that backed J.D. Vance as well too, and suggested that Trump pick J.D. Vance. How vital do you guys believe Charlie Kirk was in terms of Donald Trump winning the actual presidency?
I mean, that's what a lot of folks are saying. You know what I mean? That, Trump saying he was instrumental and legendary and all this other stuff, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. That's what Trump's saying. So obviously, his rhetoric and other jokers like Nick Fuentes and all these other right-wing MAGA-laggers, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, he probably played a role, more or less, yeah. And he was always at the White House, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I think he played a part in it. Of course, you can't sit up here and say that he was. It seemed like they were trying to give him like almost a sole credit or huge credit. I think too that you had a lot of black people that simply didn't vote in this past election that also played a huge part that the Democrats were depending on and didn't show up, and that really hurt their chances of actually of winning the presidency as well too. So I think that you have to acknowledge the fact that you had a number of black people that did not vote at all, and you had some that even voted Republican that really dampened their chances of actually securing the presidency as well too. So I think that was actual that was also a big part as well too. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the space out for the night because my sister is in town. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out for the night. I know DJ and Professor and they're going to do a late night space as well too, but my sister's in town. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and resume the spaces back next week. But I appreciate everybody coming out for this space tonight as well too. So y'all be safe, peace, and we will see you guys.